Silent meditation, your pathway to highest love. This evening's lesson is drawn from Chenrezig's Easy Dzogchen, inspired by Dzogchen Rinpoche's final meditation manual. Welcome to the Brain Fest. Few of us have the good fortune to come across a meditation teacher. Those of us who do have the good fortune to come across a meditation teacher typically find one that's bad. How bad? Well, Sturgeon's Law reminds us that 90% of everything sucks, and not in the fun, tingly way. So what is the dog ear? What is the... How do you know you're dealing with a psyche meditation teacher? Simple. If they are rigid and fearful and controlling and elitist and cryptic and competitive and cruel. If their techniques increase your crankiness and your anxiety, then they're probably not a very good teacher, or at least not a very good teacher for you. After years of striving on the spiritual path, I finally came across certain teachers. I remember my rabbi back in the 70s. I remember Church of Christ minister back in the 80s. And I remember working with many Tibetan teachers in the 90s. Now, the Tibetan teachers I work with, and not just Tibetan teachers, but also Japanese and Chinese and Laotian and Thai teachers, were real big fans of the concentration and contemplation strategies that rely on the prefrontal cortex just a few millimeters behind our forehead. Maybe not even few, maybe just 1 or 2 millimeters behind our forehead. Now, the problem is this tissue is overused, and when we add to its load, we typically find that our blood collects in our amygdala here at the bottom of the brain, the seat of both anxiety and aggression. Folks, I don't know anybody who wakes up and says, I think I'm experiencing a deficiency of anxiety and aggression. Let's meditate. That's not why people choose to meditate. But here's the wild thing. The fringe benefit of relying upon our sympathetic nervous system during our inhalation to practice mindfulness. And the other fringe benefit of relying upon our parasympathetic nervous system during our exhalation to practice meditation is that our blood begins to collect and our anterior cingulate gyrus, this bit of tissue, functions as if it was the hub of our mirror neurons, the seat of empathy. It has been said by the highest Dzogchen Lamas of Tibet that the highest love is spontaneous and uncontrived. That's the type of love we get as a side effect of an effective means of practicing mindfulness and meditation in harmony with the autonomic nervous system that we access through both our inhalation and our exhalation. So we don't need 101 different contemplations. If we master this path of mindfulness and meditation, then we will also wind up inadvertently mastering the remainder of the Buddha's Eightfold Path. I do look forward to chanting and meditating with you this evening after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School For more than 30 years, I spent more than 8 hours a day, every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings, techniques, and the teachings and techniques of each school of Buddhism so that you wouldn't have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. Let us revisit the latest version of Easy Dzogchen. Dzogchen is a Tibetan word. You can think of it as Tibetan Zen that predates Zen. It traces its origins back to the Swat Valley Buddhist reformer Prahe Vajra, known in Tibetan as Garab Dorje. Let us, through the playful tool of chanting, let us exercise the neural pathways responsible for empathy and enthusiasm. We're going to begin with the triplet chant. Together. May I liberate all beings from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging by relying on thee, Buddha's example, instructions, and students. Now the more concise version of the same sentiment that we are chanting in harmony with the bookend chant. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. May I liberate all beings by relying on the three jewels. And now let us bring, so regardless of what you call it, whether you call it Satipasati, Proto-Zen, Chan, Dhyana, Mahamudra, Mahasandhi, Ati-Yoga, Dzogchen, or Trekcho, it's still rock and roll to me. As we inhale, we could silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And as we exhale, we could silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. Let us practice mindfulness by silently and mentally reciting the instructions sitting tall during each inhalation, which could remind our bodies to generate a vertical traction between our tush and our head. Let us practice meditation by silently and mentally reciting, relaxing during each exhalation. During this next set, let us practice mindfulness by silently and mentally reciting "Notice this" during our inhalation. And at last, the one-syllable version. One moment, if you please. As we let us practice mindfulness by silently and mentally reciting the demonstrative pronoun "this" during each inhalation. And then let us practice meditation by silently and mentally reciting the one-syllable verb "ease," which functions as a synonym of relax during each exhalation. Having climbed to contemplative cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as young Luke Skywalker on Dagobah under the guidance of Yoda. If you've just joined in, the easiest way to practice mindfulness is to silently and mentally recite the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. Thanks to the sympathetic nervous system ensconced within the thoracic region of our spinal cord, during each inhalation we are wired to notice sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like, as well as emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. So what are we to do with all this stuff that we notice? We would practice meditation. You see, during every exhalation, thanks to our parasympathetic nervous system, ensconced within the lower lumbar region as well as the tippy top of the cervical region, we are wired to both physically relax as well as mentally release. Therefore, during our exhalation, we could silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb ease, which functions as a synonym for relax. So it's not our job to push away our perceptions. It's our job to make peace with our perceptions. And we do that physiologically through the magic of inhalation and exhalation. People often say, I'm scared to acknowledge my anger. And I'm concerned that if I stop resisting the anger, I will act on the anger and say cruel things or do cruel things. But the irony is that it's impossible to lash out while physically relaxing. It is easy to lash out while holding your breath, which is weird. The next time you sneeze, watch your breathing patterns. You take a bunch of short, rapid, involuntary inhalations. You feel the pressure build up in your chest. Then there is an explosive release. If after each jagged, rapid, short inhalation you physically relaxed, the sneeze would be impossible. Society teaches us to lie to ourselves. And so often we do not know what we feel as much as what we would like to feel or what we choose. And so do not be surprised if in meditation your uglier emotions that you have repressed reveal themselves, sometimes along with memories. Sometimes that turns into confabulations where in your mind's eye you are beating somebody up. That doesn't make you a bad person. It's not who we are. It's not defined by our perceptions, emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, or imaginings. Who we are is determined by what we do with those things. Let us seal this evening's practice with the love that wishes for the universal mastery of Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all master letting go and love as well as communication, conduct, and commerce. May all master the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity as well as mindfulness and meditation. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 11 or so hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.